Hello everyone and welcome to the weird, scary and horrible parts of humanity. Apologies for the sound of my voice and emotionalness, as I am absolutely disgusted by any form of homophobia and had a bloody difficult time writing this. Today we are going to deviate from true crime and talk about something that is a pretty tragic representation of both my home country, Australia, and journalism. The attempted outing of Rebel Wilson in a trashy, formerly good newspaper called the Sydney Morning Herald. Andrew Hornery runs a gossip column called Private Sydney, published on Saturdays in the Sydney Morning Herald, and is no stranger to sticking his nose up other people's arses and bullying people, including revealing private information such as people's home addresses, salaries and even internal HR investigations. Now, to give some clarity in the column Private Sydney by Andrew Hornery, he contacted Rebel Wilson's manager regarding her alleged bisexuality, threatening that she had 2 days to respond, with the email sent on the 9th of June 2022, with Hornery's Private Sydney column published on Saturdays, stating in his email to her manager, "I have several sources who have confirmed their status, and I have enough detail to publish. My deadline is Friday 1 p.m. Sydney time." Rebel Wilson knew that she had been coerced and posted an Instagram pic with her girlfriend, designer Ramona Agrumar, who is based in Los Angeles, confirming that she had found her Disney princess and that they were in a relationship. This infuriated Hornery, who received no reply from Wilson's manager, who, like a jealous little schoolboy, stated in the Sydney Morning Herald that she had opted to gazump to his scoop and that she ignored our discreet, genuine and honest queries. And, in his view, this was underwhelming. This was published on the 11th of June 2022. So basically, Hornery bullied her because she didn't come out as bisexual to him, and this infuriated him, but he missed out on this worldwide scoop. I mean, what would he have stated in Saturday's paper if she hadn't come out as bisexual? Tried to out her in a desperate attempt to increase readership? Well, this was denied by their editor, Bevan Shields, who in a piece on the 12th of June on the second page of the Sydney Morning Herald said that the Herald didn't out her and merely asked questions and included a deadline for a response because Hornery's article had to be published, and wished both Wilson and Agrumar well in a pathetic apology, noting that this was not a standard news story, as if this was a guise, because it was part of Private Sydney rather than a news story. Well, 48 hours after his article was published, amidst a flurry of anger from around the world, Hornery released an apology, stating that he wanted to discuss the relationship with her, and, based on his sources, believed that there was a celebrity romance story. While his apology did feature the word apologise once, it was disgusting and blameless at best, stating, "Celebrities have huge influence in our culture. We still have to ask questions. It would be much worse to write gossip items about the unscripted events in their lives." Matt Lucas, Rebel's former roommate, put it best in tweeting, "Coming out is often a long, scary process, with many beasts, self-realization, telling friends and family, a first relationship. I thought the press forcing people to out themselves regardless of whether or not they were ready was a thing of the past. I must have been mistaken." If you are Hornery or Shields, who defended Hornery and stated that the SMH did not out Wilson, if you are affiliated with the SMH or read the SMH, I have some questions for you. What the fucking hell is wrong with you? Actually, considering the print media is dead, if you work for the SMH and you aren't organising Centrelink benefits, that's probably a better question to ask, considering how dead print media is. And what will Hornery learn from this? What will the SMH learn from this? Hornery wasn't forced to go onto any courses regarding the LGBTQIA plus population and coming out. He wasn't suspended for his article. If his apology contains the word apologise once and never the word apology within the article, who the fuck to say is that this crappy publication won't do this again and bully others in a race to the bottom? Now, yes, I am not an LGBTQIA plus man. I am a heterosexual man. But these views are not indicative of 2022 Australia. I have two friends who have been sent to conversion therapy and still struggle with their relationship with their families, and one resorted to being a sugar baby because their parents refused to pay for college for them simply because they were gay. I have a friend who, during Australia's postal vote on gay marriage in 2017, lived in Scott Morrison's seat of Cook, one of a few seats in Australia to vote against gay marriage, and they received letters from people stating that it was too bad that AIDS didn't kill them. I have friends whose nieces will move across the country when they go to college to be with their aunt and in a more liberal environment because their mother did not accept them as bisexual when they came out. I have friends who will not come out as bisexual to their parents because they are scared of being shunned, scared of being abused, and scared of never seeing their family again. I have friends who came out as bisexual, were kicked out of their church, ostracized by their family and friends for years. The son of an old family friend and neighbour who passed away was murdered by a homophobe for the crime of simply being gay. And yes, Mr. Hornery and Mr. Shields, much like the gay gang murders at the North Heads Cliff, that murder took place in Sydney, Australia. We've got to remember that Tasmania did not legalise same-sex relationships until 1997. It's why some of Australia's most famous celebrities, including former Channel 9 and Channel 7 newsreader Ian Ross, went into sham marriages to hide their true sexuality until the late 1980s, when it was relatively safe to come out as a gay man. Coming out is one of the hardest and most personal and private things a person can go through. Think of it as like having an abortion or being in a relationship that your parents disapprove of. There are 69 countries in the world that criminalise homosexuality and 10 that punish homosexuality with the death penalty and still enact it. Now, yes, in the Western world there has been a lot of progress with the normality and acceptance of gay rights and gay marriage, but for many, coming out and being themselves means jail, ostracization from their community, family and friends, and even death. And you know what? I'm not the only one who has stories like this. We all know someone who has experienced homophobia and hatred and bullying to coming out, and being called a faggot, or being bullied by their family for being LGBTQIA+, and we all just want to give them a hug, but we know that it won't make the situation better, because their family won't change, their friends won't change, and perhaps worst of all, their country and community won't change. For Hornery and Shields to promote this homophobia in a desperate attempt to increase their sales of their crappy publication is both disgusting and despicable. And I know people who worked for the SMH when it was under Fairfax, and they would never have stood for this. So if you are still subscribed to the Sydney Morning Herald or The Age, or any newspaper owned under the Channel 9 masthead, again, what the fucking hell is wrong with you? As an anonymous staffer told The Guardian, our reputation is trashed. We can only hope that this is the final nail in the coffin for a publication that should have been buried decades ago. Thank you for watching. Please do yourself a favour and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to inform yourself of when new videos come out, and I promise that our next videos will deviate back to true crime. Also, why not hit that like button and leave a nice comment, particularly if you hate what the fuck the Sydney Morning Herald, Hornery and Shields have done. Thank you. Peace.